but a lot of key pieces come back. Jordan Bowden, Lamonte Turner, terrific leadership in the backcourt. They've recruited well. You got Josiah Jordan-James, a 5-star recruit. And what remains also is the winning culture that Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams set that remains with this Tennessee team.
Plenty of wins here, too. Tennessee is looking to push its home winning streak to 28 straight tonight. So Grant Williams, leading scorer from a year ago, is gone. Murray State also loses its leading scorer from a year ago. That was a really good score in Ja Morant, taken second overall by the Grizzlies in June. What's life like after Ja for Murray State?
The answer is pretty simple. You can't replace Ja Morant, but Murray State has 17 NCAA tournament appearances to their program's tradition, so they're well equipped to bounce back and recover.
And away we go inside Thompson Bowling Arena. Both of these teams with one game under their belt already. Tennessee defeating UNC Asheville last week. Murray State defeating Southern on Saturday. There's a quick foul on the opening possession on Daquan Smith. And so Tennessee in the white inbounds underneath the hoop. This is Josiah Jordan-James, who you mentioned, a lauded 5-star recruit from South Carolina. There's Jordan Bowden with his first look. It's off the mark. John Fulkerson, who will be key in the paint this year for Tennessee with the offensive board.
Picking up right where he left off. A game ago, he was the hardest worker on the court, getting every single loose ball, but that's an area he must improve as a back-to-the-basket post player.
New faces on both of these rosters. Not just Tennessee losing its 4 starters from a year ago. Murray State loses 3. It has good depth at the guard position. 5-second count, and Anthony Smith couldn't find anyone to turnover.
That's the type of defense you're going to see from Tennessee. Not huge down lows, not totally intimidating with their size, but they have terrific length and athleticism on the perimeter to pressure all over the court.
This is Bowden, one of 2 seniors on the roster. Fades away and sticks it.
Murray State has their best defender on Bowden, Tevin Brown, who became an excellent defender for them a year ago. He's going to have a tough task chasing Bowden around the screen.
Kind of a 3-and-D guy. He can step out, hit the shot from deep on the offensive side. Then a good defensive player. That fouls on Lamonte Turner, his first.
A lot of slip screens there on the side wing as you see Tennessee covers it well with Williams going to the basket.
This is Javion Eves. Nearly threw it away. Turner jumping into the passing lane.
Murray State's going to have to penetrate this Tennessee defense. Tennessee sinks on penetration. That's how you're going to get open threes, is getting in the lane first.
Daquan Smith, the redshirt freshman. He's going to run the point a bit this year. His deep threes off the mark. The rebound to Fulkerson. Tennessee piloted by a couple of seniors this year, Bowden and Turner, who we've spotlighted. This is Turner, great 3-point shooter. But Tennessee is not hit yet from beyond the arc. Turnover. There's the second for the Racers.
And a missed opportunity for the Racers. They had a man ahead in Williams. Rarely does Fulkerson get beat down the court with his speed, but that time, missed opportunity for an easy bucket.
There's Matt McMahon in his 5th season as the head coach at Murray State. His team has won back-to-back OVC titles. You are always on alert when you play Murray State in the non-conference. This Racers program always plays power conference teams very tough.
Ja Morant certainly became a household name last year, and rightfully so, but by no means is Murray State a one-hit wonder. I mean, they were successful before Morant, with Morant, and they'll be successful after Morant.
You mentioned the 17 NCAA tournaments this program has been to. Murray State does not stay down for long. Smith on the drive. That shot goes. Anthony Smith, the senior, They missed all but 5 games a year ago. Add some depth to this Racers squad this season. Fulkerson sets the screen. Turner, a little long. Yves Pons can't stick it back. Foul. And it looks like it's Bowden. Fell right on Daquan Smith. And that's going to be the second team foul on Tennessee.
And a great call by the official there, because that's a point of emphasis this year, is not allowing guys to just dive on top of each other when it's a loose ball. Reward the guy that got there first. Don't let it become a fumble type situation in college football. Bowden a little confused, saying, man, I was right there with him, but point of emphasis, you could have got away with that last year, not this year.
Yeah, well, it did look like a pigskin for a second, bouncing around. Who wanted it? Well, and our officiating crew of Terry Oglesby, Brian Shea, and Gerald Williams are going to send the players back to their benches. There might be blood on a player, or they may be taking a peek at this one with a collision between Smith and Bowden from a moment ago.
Kevin, talking about Murray State and all the success they've had in their history, but also the recent history last year, and they were in the spotlight with so much attention on Ja Morant, and the way they went to the NCAA tournament, had success. A lot of those players might not have been the spotlight and the highlighted player the way Morant was, of course, but this roster, they're built for this moment. They're not coming in here intimidated. They may have butterflies, but by no means are they scared of Thompson-Boling Arena or the Tennessee Vols.
It was Hartford back in March, right, when they took down Marquette. Coach McMahon was telling us that these arenas are no longer too big for the Racers. What a night it's going to be for McMahon, right? The East Tennessee native. He's got his parents, his friends, and family sitting right behind us, Section 121. He grew up coming to games here as a youngster.
A lot of people in Oak Ridge might know him as Cletus's boy. His father, Cletus, orthopedic surgeon in Oak Ridge. Matt McMahon, ton of history here. Has came to the opening game in Thompson-Boling Arena. Mentioned that his favorite memory was actually in Stokely when Tony White dropped 51.
So there was blood on a player. Brian Shea just cleared it up for us. And we are good to go. And there's the 3 from Murray State.
And Eves making that as a huge sign for Murray State. If they're going to have any chance at winning, he has got to make open shots. He was 0 for 5 in the open.
And the response. A little press from the Vols.
Tennessee's not a team you really look at and think of, oh, this is a pressing style team. But I like what they're doing against Murray State, who has an inexperienced backcourt. You've got Daquan Smith, a freshman out of Holly Springs, Mississippi. You've got to pressure him full court, make him and the team make decisions. That's ball.
Turner misfires. You reference the pressure. A couple 5-second counts now. There's Eves, who just sank the 3 a moment ago. This is Tevin Brown. He can pull it from anywhere in the front court. There's his first triple.
And that's going to be a fun matchup all night. 10 in blue, 23 in white. Both of them got each other a couple times here early.
Bowden into the paint.
This is life after Grant Williams. How do you establish the inside play inside out? Right now, they haven't been able to several times in half court.
Shot clock was expiring. Olivier Kamwa got caught underneath the hoop. Shot clock violation. 3-point lead after Tevin Brown's triple.
Tevin Brown got nailed with a triple from Jordan Bowden. He says, I can do that too, Bowden. Brown's not going away quiet.
this moment, it doesn't matter where you live, what you drive, or how many followers you have. In this moment, the only thing that matters is football.
And it's good.
Who do you think of when I say hero? Is it someone in a cape or is it someone you know? Heroes are all around us, and Belk wants to celebrate them with what we're calling Project Hometown Heroes. Being a hero means tutoring a struggling student, feeding hungry neighbors in your community, or showing up at a hospital to make a child's day a little brighter. Now, who do you think of when I say hero?
I've always had a problem with sweaty hands.
My feet were so sweaty. The general sports bra area.
My upper lip and my forehead.
It was just stressful.
It's really been a tremendous struggle.
Like most people, we don't just sweat under the arms. So we created the Carpe line of sweat management products for all over the body.
I haven't had sweaty hands in 2 years since I started using Carpe.
Honestly, just completely changed my life.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Get the solution for your sweat today at mycarpe.com.
Noka in studio, and guys, just a look at the magic of college sports. Yes, it happened against an SEC team, but a team coached by a Kentucky legend, Walter McCarty. Evansville goes into Rupp Arena and knocks off the Cats 67-64. That was the scene in the locker room afterwards, guys.
About 25-point underdogs in this game, and snap Kentucky's 53-game unbeaten streak against unranked non-conference opponents. Wow.
And I would like to talk to the guys like Tony Delk, the former Wildcats, and the teammates of Walter McCarty. Of how torn are you? I mean, is this an okay game for your Wildcats to lose if it's your former teammate getting the win? Be interested to see that. But hey, look, as Calipari will remind everybody, as he does after every game, it's a young Wildcat team. And one of the things that can happen when you're such a young team and you're not playing well and your team's not playing well, your first reaction is, how can I get myself going? As opposed to, how can we get going? And that's something they'll mature throughout the season, as Calipari always does.
So you also saw on our screen a moment ago, Florida losing to Florida State just a couple of days ago. So preseason number 2 and 6 in the AP poll have gone down over the first week of the season.
Florida State, they've had Florida's numbers the past 6 times now, but Florida team, very talented, but they're new too. I mean, that was a complete roster overhaul with several transfers and newcomers. So, the chemistry does not happen overnight.
Yves Pons got his hand on that Anthony Smith shot. Extra pass, Yves is open, and there's a second three.
I thought that was the key coming into this game. I said it earlier, Yves has to make the open shot. He's certainly capable of it. Doing well early.
Yeah, 3 triples for Murray State. It hit 3 on Saturday against Southern. Devontae Gaines into the game, freshman from Buffalo. As it knocked away by Yves.
Tennessee wanted to deny the reverse passes, but unable to on this possession. Ball movement, extra pass, Yves spot ready. That's just like shoot around with a manager passing you the ball. That's too easy if you're Tennessee.
And remember, a couple of freshmen on the floor right now for the Vols. Olivier Kamwa and Gaines. 5 to shoot. Turner looking, steps back. And the rebound down to Murray State.
We're 5 minutes in the game. I'm not sure Tennessee really has a true paint team. So again, a whole different makeup for this Tennessee team. If they don't have a true post-up option, they're going to have to get it in there with the penetration.
And a year ago, you would go to Grant Williams. You could go to Admiral Schofield or Kyle Alexander. Yves again. An offensive rebound to Smith. Murray State +5 on the boards early on. Brown attacks, and another rejection from Pons.
I think you're going to see that quite a bit this year. Yves Pons is a guy who, especially coming weak side off the ball, I think Rick Barnes needs to give him freedom to do this all year long. Tennessee fans will remember the name Armani Moore. I thought he was one of the best in recent memory, despite only being around 6'4". But he would leave his man and he'd come over and time it. And he was on SportsCenter 5 or 6 times with some of the best blocks. And Yves Pons certainly athletic enough to do the same.
Already 2 blocks to and players like Pons, role players, over the last couple of years for Tennessee, step up and become consistent starters. It's Murray State by 6 in the early minutes. Jalen Johnson with his first look.
And it's all perimeter. Nobody's even trying to penetrate. They're cutting hard, but they're settling way too much from the outside.
Fulkerson pokes this away from Cohen. Johnson with the flush. James guards Smith. Inside to Smith. He loses the handle. So back-to-back turnovers for Tennessee. And Rick Barnes, reigning Naismith Coach of the Year, has outlined that very often in the preseason. We are going to be a more guard-oriented team. And Yves Pons even stepping out and hitting a 3. He scored a career-high 15 in the opener last week. How much can he contribute on the offensive end?
Pons is a good enough threat from the three-point line to keep defenses honest. He can make 1 or 2 a game. That'll be huge.
Reach in on Fulkerson.
And Fulkerson, he's an energy guy. I mean, he makes hustle plays. Here he is getting on the floor, getting the loose ball, kicking it ahead to the teammates. Understanding it's not about him getting the dunk. If they can make an easier 2, get it to your teammate. I can't say enough about Fulkerson in this first game in 8 minutes worth of play. I mean, he has a newfound confidence. He's playing with extreme high energy.
And now has been whistled for a second consecutive foul.
I think Tennessee has to keep in mind, play to his strengths. His strengths are running up and down the court, making plays for other, blocking shots. But again, I'll go back to who you're going to post up down low just to work the offense through.
So now Darnell Cowart at the line, the senior from Chicago.
I love this guy. Keep an eye on 32 in blue. When you look at him, the last thing you would think of is great passer. But I promise you, he's going to give you a no-look pass at some point tonight. Very, very high IQ player and was a difference maker down the stretch for Murray State a season ago.
It's fun when you can pass it off to John Morant every once in a while.
That's right. The finish might not be as good tonight, but you'll see a good pass.
This is Johnson, and another look from the outside, way off that time. Rebound down to Chico Carter Jr., freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. Murray State has won its league in back-to-back years. It's always at the top of the OVC. Going to be there again this year with Belmont, especially considering the contributions this team will get from Tevin Brown, who knocks down his second 3.
You better find him. James, that time the freshman, better realize this scouting report's for real.
Pons with his second triple. Showing the range this year.
But Rick Barnes can't be happy. The shot goes in, but you're still bailing the defense out the way they're just passing it around the perimeter and depending on the three-point shot so heavy.
It's something that this team will figure out, right? How often and who can we get it to in the paint as we move along here in the non-conference? Brown, long, and rebound to Pons. Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield, Jordan Bone, all drafted last June. The fourth starter that is missing from last year's team, Kyle Alexander, also with the G League team.
Trading three-point baskets so far in Thompson Ball Arena. Tevin Brown getting it done for Murray State. He's got a couple threes, and then on the other end, Air France showing he can do it from deep as well. Murray State up early.
TrueCar is great for finding new cars. You're smart, you already knew that. But it's also great for finding the perfect used car. You'll see what a fair price is, and you can connect with a TrueCar certified dealer. Now you're even smarter. This is TrueCar.
Support your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
You know we were playing around today? It's Christmas morning. Let's go. Riders around the world. Let's create some magic. We rise in 3, 2, 1.
Our kind of joy feels different. This holiday, give the gift of Peloton.
Friday, November 22nd, Kentucky hosts Mount St. Mary's in a non-conference matchup at Rupp Arena. That's at 7 Eastern right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. At number 1, Kentucky, we'll see here as the week moves along. Mount St. Mary's maybe saying, we want Kentucky next now after Evansville takes down Kentucky at Rupp Arena in Dayton, Tennessee, losing so much from a year ago. But look at the success that these three had in recent years and what they're doing now in the NBA.
Well, don't forget Kyle Alexander. I mean, Grant Williams speaks for himself. And then Admiral Schofield, who was the heartbeat of the team with his attitude and swagger. But I got to tell you, I think one of the most underrated parts that Tennessee's going to miss this year is Jordan Bone's speed. I mean, he was the fastest guy I've seen wear the orange and white maybe since Tony Harris. And I think, that's back in the 90s. And I think Jordan Bone was every bit as fast, if not faster than him. Put so much pressure on the defense. Even after a made basket, it felt like a fast break going up and down the court, where Coach Barnes would always task him with, get to the elbow. Let's get to the elbow and then back it out. And so far, you have not seen Tennessee get the ball to the elbow on penetration or a pass.
Look at all that is gone from last year's 31-win team that advanced to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. 70% of the scoring.
Well, right now you look at the two seniors there, Jordan Bowden and Lamonte Turner. Lamonte Turner, big shot, clutch shot maker. He's usually the guy that can make those big baskets for you. But now his role's a little bit different. Now he's not worried about getting his own shot. Now he's got to worry about how can I get the offense running the right way. So a whole new different mindset for him.
It looks like an offensive foul right on the inbound. Zach Kent with his first minutes tonight. The redshirt sophomore from Delaware. That's his first foul. Well, now what's the expectation with a player like Turner running the show in terms of the speed of the offense and how to move this year?
Well, I think it's temporary right now until Josiah James can still get healthy. He's working himself back. He was out for 5 critical weeks in the preseason. But James, we have not said his name tonight. I mean, he's still getting comfortable on the court. 5 and White, the 5-star recruit. But at point guard, that's the toughest position under Rick Barnes. And Jordan Bone will tell you, I mean, Barnes is as hard on his point guards as anybody. But right now, Turner bringing the ball up, that should be temporary. James has to get his head in the game and catch that pass. He's out of sync right now.
He's the freshman from Charleston. He's the first McDonald's All-American to play for the Vols since Tobias Harris. That was 8 years ago.
And he's not going to be a real flashy guy. I mean, he's not going to go out here and drop 30. He is a steady, very veteran presence, even though he's young. And he's going to be a 12-5-5 type guy and a terrifically skilled player. And what a body on him.
Look at Cowart's feed off the block to Devin Gilmore. There's his first make. They're trying to warn us about the big man's vision there.
I told you, man. He was looking good in film.
Here's Kent from beyond the arc. And there's a triple. A whistle underneath after the shot. I think this shot will count, and then we're going to administer the foul.
Try to tell you about Cowart. Look at him spin off of James here. He's going to get the ball. Say, here, I got you. Watch this pick-up spin move. Whoop! No look, Dom. And then if we get the celebration, he threw up the the goggles over his eyes. Talking about the vision he's got.
Ja Morant would do that about 10 times a game last year. We'll see if Cohort can keep that pace up. So the foul was off the ball on Murray State. Turner in the paint. We have 5 to shoot. He's fouled to hoist another 3. This one from a step inside the arc and count it.
Boy, that is a tough basket by Jordan Bowden. Shot clock winded down, just a spin, fade. Tevin Brown gets him on the elbow. And one. Big time bucket.
Jordan Bowden nearing 1,000 points for his career. Knoxville native, went to Carter High School right down the road. Here's a transition look. KJ Williams with the 3.
You see the way they are celebrating after a made basket. The Murray State bench is in it. They are here to get a W. Make no mistake about it. And they are playing like the aggressor.
5 threes for the Racers halfway through the first. They are 50% from beyond the arc. Tennessee 4 out of 9. Bowden on the drive. Shot blocked. Jason Holiday got a piece of it. Carter Jr. And the rebound to Kent. Good defense without fouling there.
A good new call. Something the officials are watching a lot this year is don't reward the offensive player for creating the contact. Bowden's attacking the glass here, and usually you're going to go in there and be able to get the whistle. I mean, I like the mindset of Bowden going into the paint despite the nice play and block shot by Murray State.
Gaines to the elbow and had that pass deflected and stolen. There's Eves. Fouled. He's got 2 free throws.
Turnovers were an issue for Tennessee in the first game, and right now you can tell they're looking for each other. It's not selfish plays. It's just they're almost trying to figure out which way are you going to cut. Okay, I think I'm going to throw it back door. Maybe I throw a chest pass, bounce pass. It's just discombobulated right now on the offensive end. I think a lot of that's just youth and inexperience and getting accustomed to playing with one another.
Well, this Tennessee team, we discussed it before the game. There's Gaines, who was the man who gave it away. Now he hits the bench. Get some coaching from Rick Barnes. For Tennessee, it's 2 seniors on this roster, and we're going to find out, like you said, how these role players take step forwards. Turner rises from 3. He was off balance. 10 of Tennessee's 17 attempts from beyond the arc. Williams another 3 and nails it.
He's feeling it, man.
6 threes for the Racers.
KJ Williams first. He's going to get the trailer 3. A beautiful shot for the big man. Thought you only had touch around the basket. I got touch from the outside too. Come get some.
Hi, Dane.
What's up, Linda?
You around for the 2 p.m. production meeting?
My calendar's up to date. Did you check?
Yeah, I checked, but every hour is blocked off as Dame time, so I wasn't sure.
It's always Dame time.
So are you going to the production meeting?
2 o'clock? Nah, that Dame time happens to be lunchtime today. Sorry.
Oh.
Infinity pool in the back. Your chick wanna fool with
Are you struggling with debt from credit cards or personal loans? Don't take on the large credit card corporations by yourself. Call the Debt Resolution Helpline today and speak to a professional about ways that can dramatically reduce your debt. By calling the Debt Resolution Helpline, there are no upfront costs. The consultation is free and the referral is free. Eliminate those past due balances and pesky minimum payments now. Call the Debt Resolution Helpline
at 800-943-1361. That's 800-943-1361.
After the crash, I'm wondering, am I dying? And what about my kids? After the surgeon predicting a long and difficult recovery, and the terrifying thought that my job and livelihood were gone, you just don't think it can happen to you.
The law firm of Pena & Kahn has successfully advocated for the rights of thousands of accident victims. So talk to us by calling 1-888-736-2298 or learn more at penacon.com.
It's already time for the mayhem moment, brought to you by Allstate. The threes are raining down for the Racers in the first half.
6 triples for Murray State. And the way in which they're shooting with such confidence. I mean, they have come out of the gates ready to compete with Tennessee.
3 made threes on Saturday against Southern. They've doubled that total. We're not even done with the first half tonight. I don't know where you were on January 2nd, 2018. That was the last time Tennessee lost in this building to Auburn.
I hope I wasn't on the broadcast or they won't have me back. I don't remember the date.
27 straight home wins inside Thompson-Boling Arena. The longest active streak. And you start to, what a shock around the SEC. First off, Kentucky goes down at home at Rupp Arena earlier to Evansville, who was selected to finish 8th in the MVC. They were a 25-point dog tonight. You take down the Wildcats. You got Murray State ahead by 8. Boy, Eve Pons was up in the rafters for a second. He still converts.
What impressed me so much in that Evansville game, though, is, they were with Kentucky at halftime. You expect the adjustments to be made, and then all of a sudden Kentucky comes to life. But Evansville continued to be the aggressor and come out with the win. And that's what happens. And for Tennessee, it's not like Murray State's some inferior opponent. But once you give them hope and they start getting in a huddle like, hey, we can play with these guys. I told you they weren't that good. I mean, those are the types of things they're saying in their huddle. And before you know it, you're playing on your heels.
Well, Murray State has led for now about 10 minutes of this game. And you're right, that was no fluke at Rupp Arena. Evansville held a consistent lead in the second half over Kentucky. Well, how often does a team defeat the #1 ranked team in the country and then a week later lose as the #1 ranked team in the country? The 7th three for Murray State goes down.
Off an offensive rebound. The best time to get an open three is off an offensive rebound, but you should never give up one of those on a free throw.
There's a whistle.
Rick Barnes has pretty much emptied the bench other than walk-ons. I mean, Zach Kent hadn't played a whole lot of minutes. Drew Pember's coming off an injury, so he's had a short leash for these guys. He's just trying to get a group of 5 that's going to go out there and compete on the defensive end and be aggressive on offense.
Here's James. Long. Rebound down to Drew Pember, the freshman. He's been hurting since injuring his ankle in the exhibition game about a week and a half ago.
It was a miss for James, but I like it. I mean, that was the first time he's really put his head down and tried to make a play off the pass.
Kent, air ball on a second three. High expectations for James, a 5-star recruit. He fits immediately. Physical, a wide frame. He's got a good body, Division I level body already. Pons with his 3rd three. leaning and scores.
A terrific read by Eves. He's got the taller big man Pember on him, and he realizes, hey, he can't keep up with me and stop me off the dribble. I'm going to become a 2-point threat instead of a 3.
It's Murray State by 8. Offensive foul on Pons.
That's a terrific play. Moving your feet, getting in front of the defender, and this is what he does. I mean, he moves his feet extremely well for a big man. Anthony Smith, 24 in blue, and Pons just can't telegraph that first move off the bounce and put the shoulder down.
First foul on Pons. Murray State now in the double bonus. Cohen with an easy look at the rim, and he blew the layup. So can Tennessee turn the volley into some points on this end?
Kumwa for Tennessee, whose name we haven't said at all, has checked in, and he's one of their most natural scorers down low. See if they can't get him a paint touch.
Pons turned it over. Smith, a strong take in for 2. It's a 10-point lead, the largest of the game for Murray State. James leans off the mark again. Let's give credit to this Racer defense, too. Matt McMahon's team had the best defense in the OVC a year ago. Second chance for Cohen. That one was partially tipped. Smith can't score. A couple of looks there for Murray State. Come up empty.
Well, you don't like to see the offensive rebounds, but a nice job of building a wall. It's a Murray State team that's short in size down low, so they'll be bothered by length. Just stay solid, use your length against Tennessee.
There's Johnson for 3. These teams have combined for 13 triples in the opening half. Eves lost it.
Murray State coming out to play defensively, and right now, defense leading the offense. Daquan Smith's going to take it straight to the rack with the left. Murray State hanging in.
At Regions Bank, we're here to help you move your life forward. But managing money correctly can be tough, especially for college students. That's why we sometimes bring in some extra help.
Young lady, you are way too smart to hit that order button. $750 on a dress that'll be out of style by next week? And what? You might wear it 2, 3 times tops?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Regions, official bank of the SEC.
This huddle never breaks. In the SEC, we fight like cats and dogs, because that's what families do. But after the whistle, born rivals become sworn allies. The hype and the hope bind us, even as they find us. Banging that drum, chomping that chomp, dropping that anchor, until we bring it in to the huddle that never breaks.
What up? Dorian the Shooter here. We'll see you at halftime. Kentucky goes down. A historic loss, frankly, for Kentucky. You'll hear Coach Cal's take on that. Arkansas is in action. Auburn as well. Tennessee as well. What are you seeing here?
Everybody loves a three-point shooter. Even the Flying Frenchman has made 3.
I just told people watching Tennessee that they're going on right now.
We'll talk to the guys at halftime in just a few. Well, it doesn't get any easier for Tennessee. Look who is coming up next, 20th ranked Washington. That's a game up in Toronto. But Dane, look at this non-conference schedule or some of the notable games for Tennessee. It is brutal.
I'm only looking at one, Kevin. December 14th, the Memphis Tigers.
Yeah.
The rivalry is real. Hometown Memphis, obviously against my alma mater, but, you know, going into last year's game, you know, it was great to see the rivalry back. You thought the only thing missing was kind of the coaches going at each other a little bit. And then shortly after the game, Penny throws a couple bombs. Rick Barnes doesn't like it. Now you got all the drama, the storylines you could ever ask for. That's going to be must-see TV right there.
Yeah, I can't wait when Penny walks into this building. Hey, is James Wiseman going to play? The nation's top-ranked recruit and presumed #1 overall draft pick. And James Wiseman and his legal team of the NCAA, they're going back and forth. Memphis has said, hey, we're playing Wiseman right now.
And I hope he can. I hope they can get it resolved. I don't know how it'll work out and how quickly they can talk with NCAA and come to some sort of agreement, whether he's suspended for a few games. But what's so frustrating is like a lot of these cases is all the kid has done is be a baller. He's had nothing to do with any type of payment or breaking any rules. It's the adults involved that put the kid in jeopardy. And he's a sensation. And I'd love to see him play throughout the season. It's good for college basketball, good for the kid, as long as the adults make sure they don't do anything to screw it up.
It was before Friday's game against UIC where the NCAA alerted Memphis that Wiseman was likely ineligible. Memphis, thanks to a court injunction, played him anyway, and they're going to play him tonight against Oregon. That's a top 25 battle. Foul at the rim, so free throws for Murray State.
Quite a risky move by Memphis, and I get it. I think a lot of the fans probably support it, saying, you know what, let's stand up to the NCAA. But at the same time, could the NCAA put sanctions on this year's postseason? I mean, what happens after this season if it continues out this way? So I would be shocked if there wasn't some sort of suspension during the season. I can't imagine a scenario where James Wiseman just continues to play throughout the entire season, through the postseason, and with nothing, no conclusion whatsoever on this case during this basketball season.
So you're saying it'll just be an average game when Memphis comes here in a couple weeks?
What's the open going to be on that one? I mean, you got flashbacks from last year. You got the coaches. You got the recruits.
Oh, by the way, Tennessee plays Kansas as well in January. There's the freshman you highlighted not long ago, Kamwa. Coaches are really high on this young freshman, although he's stuck in the rim. And Eves scores another basket, make it 12 for Javion Eves, the senior from Madisonville, Kentucky.
Tennessee can't get to halftime soon enough. I mean, they just got to try to keep this thing at 10 or less and just regroup completely inside the locker room.
Pons scores again. Coming off a career-high game in which he scored 15 points, now has 13. He's hit 3 triples. That's a career high today.
Where would they be without Air France? I mean, this guy's known for his leaping ability, but all he's done is show a sweet touch from the outside.
Brown hits another 3.
And that's twice now that James has been the recipient of one of those 3-point shots. I mean, you just have to get out there and contest sooner and quicker when somebody like Brown has such a quick release.
Now there's a big first make for James. Started 0 of 3 from the field. And a 5-star freshman with his first triple of the season.
A big shot for his confidence.
So back and forth we go. I thought the percentages from beyond the arc were supposed to go down this year. Look, you see the extra 3-point line move back to 22 feet, 2 inches approximately. We've got 14 made threes, making 15 in this game. There's Smith hits from close range. There's a redshirt freshman going into the paint to score.
Well, Murray State's going wherever they want. Tennessee's unable to guard the ball off the bounce. When it goes inside, Murray State has angles. When they decide to shoot threes, they're shooting them with late contest.
Kamwa scores with Pons running right into him. Now here they are again, and Smith puts it home.
There's no resistance whatsoever on the defensive end for Tennessee. Here it is, Lamonte Turner going to try to get one last good shot. I mean, 11 points hitting the most insurmountable lead. But it's the attitude and demeanor that they're going to have to come out with in the second half that must change if they're going to hang on to the nation's longest active winning streak at home.
Turner nearly lost it. Kamwa. And he's got 2 free throws. He wanted 1. How long was that on the flange?
I thought it was going to get stuck. I mean, this thing is up. Over under on how many bounces? About 8. Can't see it there, but man.
So Matt McMahon's team, the 2-time reigning OVC champions, are likely going to carry perhaps a double-digit lead into the break, at least a 9-point cushion. The Ja Morantless Murray State Racers are going to have a big halftime lead in Knoxville.
And I'll be real curious to see the lineup that Rick Barnes comes with out in the second half. I mean, right now, I know the type of message he's going to send to his team is, I don't care what year you are, I don't care if you're a returning player or a freshman, give me 5 guys who want to go out there and fight and compete.
8 of 14 from downtown for Murray State. You were just outlining this. The Racers are doing whatever they want on offense. Why? How are they doing that?
Well, Tennessee can't control dribble penetration. They're not playing well on transition defense. On those 8 of 14 threes, I can only think of a couple that have been truly contested. I mean, Murray State's getting high-quality looks from 3. So it's going to start on the defensive end, and just like anybody will tell you, defense leads to offense. So if Tennessee's frustrated with the way they're playing offensively, the first step is figure out what you're doing on the defensive end if you want it to get easier on offense.
Well, they're allowing Murray State to shoot 54% from the field. Brown in double figures from court. Oh my goodness. 9-point lead for Murray State in Thompson Bowling Arena, where Tennessee has won 27 straight. Let's go to the studio with Dari and Pat.
I'll tell you what, guys, has not been good to be the SEC team on the SEC Network tonight. We'll show you what happened at Kentucky in just a bit. Dari Noka, Pat Bradley, but Tennessee, slow going, and it's hard when your opposition's hitting 8 of 14 from 3, but some of that, I would imagine Rick Barnes would say, is on us.
Yeah, there's no doubt. In Murray State, listen, going back even last year without Ja Morant, they could shoot the 3. That's some of what they want to do. But dribble penetration, they couldn't stop them. So a lot of times that sucks in the defense. But to stop the 3, you can do it a variety of ways. How about I just give you a few, all right? First of all, can you deny the shooter? So don't allow him to catch it. That takes a lot of effort, though. Okay. How about this one? How about this one? You can run him off the 3-point line. If you're kind of lazy and you see him catch it, sprint at him, run him off 3-point line, maybe put it on the floor. Or the old school way, tried and true. Close out and contest, baby. Yeah. Got to do one of those. At least one of those 3, brother.
You got to think 8 of 14 is not going to duplicate itself in the second half, but it better not. 44-35. Murray State right now. All right, here it is. Kentucky and Evansville. Evansville has never beaten a #1 team. Now, they're coached by Walter McCarty. There he is. Former Kentucky great, part of the '96 national championship team. Folks, Evansville couldn't care less who they were playing or where they were playing it. DeAndre Williams, 3-point play, 8-8. Moments later, Tyrese Maxey. Maxey cannot hit it. Aces get the rebound. The other way, Sam Cunliffe, who had 15 in the first half.
He made a statement right there.
Yes, he did. Aces by 2, just over 60 go in the half. Artur Labinowitz misses, gets it back, finishes. Aces up 8.
He just housed Kentucky in Kentucky's house, man.
Aces, by the way, out-rebounded Kentucky in Kentucky's house, 38-35. And then, off the turnover, 1 of 11 in the first half for Kentucky. Cunliffe throws it down again. Aces were up 4 at the break. Second half, Maxey tried to bring his Cats back. Who would have thought he'd need to? Evansville won 11 games last year, folks. 11 in McCarty's first year. Maxey, freshman, got it to go.
He took over when he needed to. When they needed that offensive production coming out in the second half, Tyrese Maxey was there. Oh,
got another one.
But that's something we saw him on the big stage against Michigan State. He's going to have to, in certain situations at the end of the game, do that as well.
Yeah, Maxey had 15 in this game, but then a big answer. Noah Frederking for 3. And then Emmanuel quickly the other way. Got it to go. Kentucky led for a little over 5 minutes in this game. 5 minutes in this game. Maxey.
That's it. No indecision, straight to the hole, attack, put the pressure on the defense. You saw Quickly and Maxey do that, and it worked out for them.
Final seconds. Cunliffe hits 2 free throws. Ice in his veins in that situation. Final 7 seconds.
Nobody coming to the ball. And then the only thing that he could do at that moment, Dari, looked like nobody wanted the ball in that situation.
Well, on offense, yes, be aggressive. But the only way you're going to have a chance to be aggressive and be efficient on the offensive end is with defensive stops. They must capitalize on defensive end, make Murray State work. And as you can see, Lamonte Turner doing a much better job. 6 assists, no turnovers. That's better than last game. But he's still trying to find that balance of how do I get my teammates going at point guard while still getting myself going as a scorer. They're going to need him. They cannot afford him to go 0 for 5 in the second half.
Murray State, no stranger to these sort of venues, to these sort of big moments. Remember, it beat Marquette in the first round of the NCAA tournament back in March, coming off a year in which it won 28 games. This group is a winning group for sure. Turner on the curl. Still can't get that first basket to go down.
But that's a better curl. They've been curling on the three-point line as opposed to curling in the mid-range. That's where he and Bowden can really get their points.
Daquan Smith lost it. Murray State did a good job of that at times in the first half, not turning the ball over. Gives it away here on its second possession. Josiah Jordan-James hits Fulkerson cutting to the rim. It was jarred away, and in transition, Smith scores. That is exactly what you just highlighted, the defense leading to the run-out.
Well, it's the live ball turnovers Murray State is forcing, as opposed to the previous possession. Yes, Tennessee got a turnover, but it went out of bounds. They went up against the set defense. And here we go again, just scrappiness, active hands from Murray State. And as soon as they get this deflection, man, they're off to the racing down the court.
At the rim. Tennessee trailed by as many as 12 in the first half, led for only a minute and 20 seconds. There's Williams, catches right underneath the hoop. Smith back to Williams for the stuff.
Again, it's the dribble penetration. Beautiful job by Smith. Getting in there, jump stop, under control, spoon feed for the easy. As Murray State has Tennessee scrambling all over the perimeter. You get the penetration on one end, kick out, and then make the defense work. Nice job. Fulkerson helps up. He has no other choice. Nobody's helping the helper down low. But it all starts with containing dribble penetration on the initial closeout.
18 points for Murray State. Meanwhile, Lamonte Turner with his first basket. And Jalen Johnson checks in.
Right now for Tennessee, who's going to be that energy guy? Kind of make that play, get the crowd into it, have Murray State have to call a timeout. Still sleepwalking a little bit.
Fulkerson gave it to Pons, who was last touched by Murray State. Looked like Eves was behind Eves and then knocked it away.
Well, I think that could have been the play. Fulkerson gets the offensive rebound, saves the possession. Then he does a great feed to Pons that could have been an electric dunk. They've got to capitalize.
There's Bowden, and maybe the crowd can ride that wave.
All starts with Fulkerson creating the extra possession on the offensive rebound.
Tennessee back within 7. It's won 27 straight inside this building. Daquan Smith, uncontested to the rim.
Uncontested is an understatement. I mean, that was like a layup. Just Daquan Smith curls that around, just no resistance, no shot blockers.
Bowden hit on the arm. So a couple of free throws coming up for the senior from Knoxville. So Saturday, it's another college football triple header right here on the SEC Network and on the ESPN app. It starts with Alabama and Mississippi State. Alabama, fresh off the loss to LSU, it now sits 5th in the college football playoff rankings that were released earlier today. You've got Kentucky and Vandy afterwards, South Carolina and Texas A&M to close out the triple header. LSU, the #1 ranked team in the college football playoff, obviously, and then Alabama slides outside of the top 4 to 5.
Let me tell you something, Kevin. The majority of our audience is only worried about 2 words when it comes to football: bowl eligible. The Tennessee Vols are right on the edge of that. One step at a time.
Nice win for the Vols over Kentucky this past weekend. They're sitting at 5-5. Games what against Missouri and Vanderbilt coming up. They're winnable games.
Oh, no question. And when Jeremy Pruitt could have lost his team earlier in the season, he didn't. I mean, the loss to Georgia State, then BYU, and the sky was falling. Everybody was panicking except for he and the players. So a lot of good things going in football. The Lady Vols with a historic win at Notre Dame last night. And now it's up to the men to try to keep that momentum going for Vol Nation.
This may be an unfortunate foul on Fulkerson, who wasn't even turned in the right direction when Smith went to drive. And the Vols do need a little bit of that Jeremy Pruitt no panic style here in the second half. 3rd foul on Fulkerson. And it was Eves on the drive, not Smith.
But when you look at Tennessee right now and the lineup that's out there, and it's pretty consistent across the board, they have tall, big guards. And so that can be an advantage at time, but against a mid-major team where it's a lot of short, scrappy guards, hard to keep in front of you, that's where being a little bit taller might not be to the advantage as much as it would become SEC play.
The line. Second foul on Holiday. Look at the progression for Jordan Bowden in his career, the senior from right here in Knoxville. He's nearing 1,000 points. Lethal three-point shooter. And now he has to become one of the preeminent leaders on this roster.
I think from a scoring standpoint, he has to consistently be that #1, #2 guy. In years past, he could disappear at times, and if he was the #4, 5 scorer, 6 scorer in the game, it didn't matter that much because of all the other talent around him. This year, they must rely on him to be a scorer night in, night out. So far, he's been handling his business.
Bowden and the Vols have won 27 straight in this building. They have been down by as many as 12. Can get this back to a 4 or 3-point game with a make. Johnson, no. Kamwa over the back. The foul takes us to a timeout. So Tennessee creeping back within 6 at home.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes.
holiday price drop starts now at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it, and that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
All right, so it's finally here. You can download the Disney Plus app right now. Start streaming the best Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Nat Geo, little Nat Geo, National Geographic channels, ad-free wherever and whenever you want them. There's our stagehand, Andy. He has splurged for the Disney Plus app already. Wise choice, my friend. I got to get it. You got to get it. I think I'm ready for it.
I'm locked in, man. 4 kids at home. Hey, subscription for life. Let me know when that discounted package occurs there because, we're all in for sure. We've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Hey, look, I've got Christmas time, the Rise of Skywalker. I can't wait to see that in theaters. So there's so much that's offered under this Disney Plus platform. You can see a movie like Avengers Endgame. It's the highest grossing Marvel movie of all time. And another Star Wars movie as part of the new trilogy. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, the highest grossing Star Wars movie. So you like movies, you like Disney movies, they're all going to be available.
So what's your go-to Disney movie?
Well, I guess now I can say Star Wars, right? Now it's under the Disney platform there. You know, I always liked...
So I might throw you off a little bit.
Yeah.
I got to go with Little Mermaid. I mean, I think the Under the Sea song is one of the best ever. And when Little Mermaid came out, I was a young kid, and you didn't really want to admit you liked girls, even though you were kind of looking. Ariel was the truth, man. Oh, yeah. Ariel's a dime. And if you think I'm weird because I thought a cartoon was cute, sorry. That was kind of one of the first crushes where you're like, man, this feel kind of weird looking at this cartoon, but Ariel's the real deal.
I like this side of Dan. You're really spilling all of everything about Dan.
When I get home, my son's gonna kill me for that one. Ooh, you like girls? Ariel's got cooties.
Center on the fall away. And we got a tie up here. Combo and Holiday.
I should be thinking X's and O's. Now I'm only thinking Disney memories. What's the next movie? You know.
This will get you to
Robin Hood. Robin Hood was a classic for me. Robin Hood's not going to set the records and going to be kind of on the first thing you see on the app, but Robin Hood was a good one. As if I'm trying to gain any credibility back for having a crush on a cartoon. Give me Robin Hood meets Ariel. Life will be perfect.
Down and off the mark. Get this man to a studio. Get him a pen and paper to write a new screenplay. Coward, big body, offensive foul, and Johnson stood in there to take the charge.
And that's the type of play to keep the fans engaged. They know they need a big play. Nice job by Johnson. Not really known for his physical play, but anybody, no matter size, strength, big, wide, skinny, you can get in there and take a charge for your team and get some momentum back and see if Tennessee can't capitalize on one of these turnovers.
Tennessee was down by as many as 12 in the first half. It's back to 6. Hans, the up and under, back to 4. He's gone for 15 in back-to-back games to start the year. Holiday. Rebound, Turner. Bowden attacking. Good look. Tennessee trying to take the pacing back in this one. Carter off the mark. Bowden in the corner for three. Tennessee run.
Lamonte Turner getting in the paint. And Eves going to lose sight of his man. You can't lose Jordan Bowden in the corner. That's his spot. And Tennessee on their way back.
On a Suspicious Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, you're late.
I was just getting more Dr. Pepper.
Is that Dijon mustard? Are you seeing another grill?
No.
Was it her? What does she have that I don't?
She has an onion volcano. Look.
She uses propane. This is natural, girl.
Tastes the same to me.
What?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
What makes a house a home looks different for everyone. Apply on your phone in minutes for a Regions home equity line of credit to transform your vision into a reality. Because some things are bigger than banking.
You know we were playing around today? It's Christmas morning. Let's go. Riders around the world. Let's create some magic. We rise in 3, 2, 1.
Our kind of joy feels different. This holiday, give the gift of Peloton.
It is true. Here we do not do what others do. And we do it more.
In Knoxville tonight, Murray State held a 9-point advantage at the break. But since Tennessee has dictated the pace in the second half, with Dane Bradshaw, Kevin Fitzgerald with you this evening, how has Tennessee done it out of the gates here in the second half?
Well, we talked about how it has to start on the defensive end if they want to get their offense to be more efficient, flow better, get the crowd into it, and man, they have done just that. Murray State's last 5 possessions, 0 for 4, 1 turnover. No coincidence that Tennessee has trimmed into their lead and now made it a 1-possession game with momentum on their side.
Jordan Bowden just hit a critical 3 for Rick Barnes' squad. Rocky Top Rowdies, they stay up late every night. So they're here for this one. Late night with the Vols today inside Thompson Bowling Arena.
Right now, Murray State's, I wouldn't be surprised to see a set play trying to find Tevin Brown, 10 and blue, for an open 3.
He's coming off some screens. There he is.
And he hits the 3. Plus the foul.
If you're Tennessee and you're a Garden, I mean, they do a nice job of operating inside out, but this is never a post-up play for Williams. It was always a design play for Brown, their best shooter and their leader, who loves this type of stage more than any player on the team.
You were right on the money. So a chance at a 4-point play is no good. 5 threes now tonight for Brown. He once hit 9 in a game last year. Turner gives to Johnson. Good look. Brown pulls again. Way off.
Here's a big difference for Tennessee on offense. They're not catching the ball on the 3-point line around the curl since they don't have many post-up options. Curl on the interior. that creates the inside-out opportunity. Terrific job by Turner, reading the defense, getting in the lane.
Turner out to Pons. And a new 20-second shot clock. Remember, on the offensive rebound this year, shot clock resets to 20, not to 30. It's an extra possession for the Vols. Turner scores it. Good find from James.
Turner's really making some good plays for this Tennessee team. Not a huge scorer tonight, but he's getting them extra possessions, finding his teammates, and that time getting to the basket.
Now Brown on the drive. Did he take an extra step? Traveling violation.
Who do you think of when I say hero? Is it someone in a cape or is it someone you know? Heroes are all around us, and Belk wants to celebrate them with what we're calling Project Hometown Heroes. Being a hero means tutoring a struggling student, feeding hungry neighbors in your community, or showing up at a hospital to make a child's day a little brighter. Now, who do you think of when I say hero?
I'm your 70-pound St. Bernard puppy, and my lack of impulse control is about to become your problem.
Oh, no, come on. I saw you eating poop earlier. Hey!
My focus is on the road, and that's saving me cash with DriveWise. Who's the dummy now?
Forget Allstate. Where good drivers save 40% for avoiding mayhem, like me.
Sorry! He's a baby!
Old Trapper Beefs. Fake protein.
Guys, can we take a quick protein break? Protein City. I got my beans, my bars, my goos, my glumps, my fizz. I don't know what that one is, but you want in? I'm good, man. I think Goop was a bad choice.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
We are tied for the first time since the 9:21 mark in the first half. Matt McMahon has his Murray State Racers in this game on the road. There are his parents, and they're up there in section 121, row 19. We were talking to Coach McMahon at shoot-around today. He said they've always been there. Mac and Wendy. He is an East Tennessee native. Went to Oak Ridge High right down the road, and he has been coming to games here since he was a youngster. He's got so many friends and family here. He's telling us just how special tonight is going to be.
Hey, you got a guy that can tell you about the time Allen Houston and LSU's Chris Jackson went head-to-head here. I mean, you got a real fan that's got deep roots, and his parents have had season tickets, brother and sister here as well, since opening day of Thompson-Boling Arena. And let me tell you something. There's been some pretty bad basketball over the years. There's been some great high points in Tennessee, but there are plenty of times where people said, I'm not renewing my tickets. It's over. Not them. They've been loyal. But they got their Murray State gear on, I assume, tonight.
We'll go back to 1990 when Murray State, as a 16 seed, almost defeated Michigan State. Went into overtime against the Spartans that day. In this building, inside Thompson-Boling Arena. McMahon was here to watch it. Now he's the head coach of this program. Has been here since 2011. He and Steve Prohm got here 8 years ago. McMahon took over as the head coach in 2015. He has got Murray State locked up with Tennessee with 11:25 to go. Kamwa, the freshman, lost it. Possession stays with Tennessee.
Murray State goes zone as we look at the Racers, and the close opportunities they've had, taking teams to the wire in the SEC. As they go zone, though, that's where I'd like to see maybe James for Tennessee in the middle. That's something Grant Williams did such a good job of last year, was kind of being that point forward in the middle of the paint.
Gilmore's block. Brown scores. 2-point lead for the Racers. That was a monster rejection on the other end.
Tennessee got the ball where they wanted, just a huge defensive play.
Combois scores, little leaner.
They got to get them the ball more. I mean, this guy could be their best post threat, despite just being a freshman. And look, as we see, Tennessee's going to get the ball right there. Their most athletic player just gets swatted away by Gilmore, and Brown got a flat-out score, whether it's from three or attacking the rim.
Tennessee leads for the first time since it was 2-0. Brown misfires this time from deep. Tennessee hasn't lost in this building since January of 2018. Bowden with 20. Gives to Pons. From 18. He cleans up the boards. Turnover. Tennessee attacking. Bowden to Ferguson. Count it.
Kevin, the energy, the hustle, the togetherness. Look at this beautiful dime bounce pass and one to Fulkerson, finishing through the contact. That particular possession all started on the defensive end. Lamonte Turner with the hustle, saving the ball out of bounds, pushing it in transition, and all of a sudden roles reverse. Murray State the aggressor in the first half with Tennessee on their heels. Now all of a sudden Murray State starting to feel like they're getting punched up against the wall.
Tennessee's on an 8-0 run. That's on the heels of a prior 7-0 run. There's Kohler muscling on Fulkerson, and he's fouled. He's going to go to the line.
The big fella gets an angle, and Fulkerson puts his arms down ever so slightly. The hoop and the harm. Big fella's got some touch, man.
Darnell Kohler, the senior from Chicago. He entered the starting lineup late last year, was instrumental in the Racers' run into the NCAA tournament. Was huge in that win against Marquette. That's 4 fouls, by the way, on Fulkerson. Tennessee's going to have to play for quite a while here without one of its starting forwards. Here's Turner. 11 assists and almost a dozen. Bowden couldn't stick the layup. And who was that to? Another turnover. Possession back to Tennessee.
If I'm Rick Barnes, I'm running the same offense. Lamonte Turner entering it. Let him come off these curls deep into that lane. Curl tight. Keep it in the post.
He's got it.
That's it.
And scores. Tennessee was down by 12 in the first half, 9 at the break, up by 5. Great ball movement, a block at the rim, and the rebound about it. Boy, all 5 were going up for that rejection. Here's Kamwa. Rebound to K.J. Williams.
That's just ill-advised. You can get that shot at any time. I'm sure he can make it. He's capable of it. Just know that you got momentum. Let Turner Bowden work the offense.
Back to Kohler, and he scores over the freshman.
Get off me. Get off me, young fella. I got 280 strong coming at your chest.
Kohler with 9. Oh, the screen frees up Turner. Kamwa rising for the rebound. And there's a whistle.
And that's why they love this young man. He doesn't give up. He doesn't quit. He's got some fight in him. Tennessee, though, the aggressor, the intensity defensively, everybody getting after it. How many guys want to get that block on their stat sheet? That one goes to James with a big play.
At the home of the 12th man in College Station, Texas.
Do your job for 60 minutes. Everybody understand that? Yeah, right. Come on, baby.
This is SEC Saturday night. Brian Edwards with big-time hands, and it's a 25-yard touchdown catch.
Isaiah Spiller spills into the end zone for a 50-yard touchdown run.
A winter weather advisory alert issued at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is no longer in effect. Scattered snow and freezing showers have decreased.
I know.
Really? North and southbound routes are open and visibility is clear.
I'm a 10-story building. I'm gonna explode.
Get up to 0% APR for 72 months on select 2019 models.
Jordan Bowden has ignited in the second half.
Well, we talked about Tennessee needing him to be a reliable, consistent scorer. And when they needed him the most, especially in the second half, man, he brought it. He got the crowd on their feet. There were a couple times where he put the defenders on skates and just hit big shot after big shot.
7 points at the half. Bowden now has 20. He's one off his career high. Look out for Yves Pons this year. 17 is a new career high. That's after 15 in the opener last week.
You look at Pons on the court and you think he might be playing the wrong sport. I mean, he's got the build and he's a little bit of a tweener. You don't play him down low. He's not a point guard, but all he does is go out there and get buckets.
You asked back in the first half and during the early stages of this second half, who is the player that's going to ignite this crowd? Bowden has done it in this second half.
He absolutely has, but to me, quietly, Lamonte Turner has taken control of this second half. This is a guy that had 5 turnovers in the first game. Some jitters, in your senior opening night, but now he has 11 assists, 0 turnovers, has made all the right plays in this second half, has Lamonte Turner. to couple with Eve Pons, Jordan Bowden, and their shooting prowess. And that's what a leader does. Here's Lamonte Turner. The ball's been finding his hands. When your shot's not going in, you don't worry about that. How can I help my team? And that's what the senior leader has done.
11 assists for Turner. Even though he hasn't shot very well. Absorbs the contact, and Conwa's in the right spot.
He's frustrated he doesn't get the call, but that's been Tennessee's best play. Having Lamonte Turner off the ball, curling into that paint, whether it be ball screen or off the catch, and good things are happening every time.
Javion Eves down and out. Tennessee down by 12 at one point in the first half. Leads it by 5. Well, behind the back to Pons. Conwa, offensive foul. And so Cowart, he gets the whistle. Down goes Cowart.
Hey, Cowart's a high IQ guy. He knows the game well. He gets in there. You know, he got himself set, took the charge. They've been leaning a little bit to the left, but he's got a big enough frame that if you're going to try to slither by him, you're probably going to have to go pretty far left. And Tennessee did not do that time.
Saw Fulkerson just check in. He's playing with 4 fouls. Turner waits for the steal, and Cowart almost
like watching
finished.
Pickup basketball. Let me tell you something. This guy can absolutely play. As you know, he's got the knee brace on. They were a different team last year. Ja Morant was sensational, but they really hit their stride when he was inserted in the starting lineup. As he gets in better game condition, he's going to be a big-time player for Murray State.
This ball's going back to the Racers.
Right now, he might not be in game shape, but he's weight room shape. Watch out, guys.
Brown steps back. Long 2. That one rattles out. Bowden for 3. And it's a new career high. He's got 23. Largest lead of the game for the Vols. Brown nice blocked by Pons. Now the Vols are running. Bowden in transition, rattles it in. This place is rocking.
And rightfully so. Pons sensational on the defensive end. I mean, first he fronts the post, and then he helps off the post. And Pons is going to create the defensive opportunity with the shot block. As you'll see here, right when Brown thinks he's got it, Pons, get that out of here. And right now, I mean, the rim's as big as an ocean right now for Jordan Bowden. Everything he's throwing up is straight, as Bert Bertelkamp is saying on Vol Network Radio, money.
.416 left. For a while there, the nation's longest home win streak was in big-time jeopardy. Now it's an 11-point lead for Tennessee, looking for its 28th straight win in this building.
Okay, I have to say something. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, not just on airline purchases. Just think about the miles you can earn on things like gifts.
Should I continue?
No, I want to hear this. Or a rental tux with a handsome cummerbund. Double miles on all of it.
Holy matrimony! That's a lot of miles. Anyone else speak now?
One more thing. What's in your wallet?
Support your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now.
Outscored 39-19 in the second half. Tennessee starting to pull away from Murray State. At one point down by 12, and now up by double figures here with Dane Bradshaw, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. How did Tennessee make this run? What has it done in the second half?
Well, think about this. First half, Murray State 8 for 14 from 3. We knew they had to fix that if you're Tennessee. Second half, just 1 for 8. So Tennessee has smothered them defensively, let that lead to their offense. Here's the thing that they have to do if they want to close this out. Oftentimes, as offense starts getting better for you, you forget how you got there. You start losing focus on the defensive end, which is what propelled your offense to begin with. So I'm sure Rick Barnes is sending that message, and it's quite a luxury to have Lamonte Turner, Jordan Bowden in that lineup to remind the team and be coaches on the floor for Tennessee.
Boy, career highs all over the place tonight. It's a career high 26 points for Jordan Bowden. Yves Pons with a career high 17 points, and then Lamonte Turner. You've been talking about this all night. Even though he hasn't scored, his impact has been felt, especially in this second half. 12 assists. That's a career high.
With 0 turnovers. Tennessee less than 10 on the night with 9. That was a big problem in their opener. But you're right, Bowden has just been phenomenal, whether it's mid-range game or from 3.
Those are the only 2 seniors on this Vols roster this year. And look at Turner swat that Yves shot away. Brown hangs in the air. Fulkerson, he got bumped on the rebound.
Something you may not be noticing right now, but because Murray State's not able to get the ball down on the post, it's because of Fulkerson and Pons. I mean, those guys are getting 3/4 full fronts on the post. Murray State would like to play inside out through KJ Williams down there. They just have not been able to get an entry pass down low. So it's a terrific job by Tennessee's front line.
Pinball to Fulkerson. Murray State comes away with it. And it was last touch by the Racers.
I think on both ends of the court tonight, the officials have done a terrific job with the emphasis of don't reward the offensive player for creating the contact. So many times the player drives in there and just goes straight at the person's chest, the defender's chest, when they're in perfect legal guarding position. And right now, there have been a ton of no calls down low, and that's a theme you're going to see throughout the season this year.
Dequan Smith comes in for Javion Yves. Well, we do have a great crew. Terry Oglesby, Brian Shea, Gerald Williams tonight.
Boy, they missed an open Bowden right at the basket.
He's got it now. There's Turner. Reverse. Fulkerson is coming at the cheerleaders for a moment. Lost the handle. This Tennessee team was selected by the media to finish 5th in the SEC, and Well, if it's a good projection, sometimes you buy it. If it's not, then maybe those rankings are meaningless. But right now, the question is, how far can this Tennessee team go? And if Pons keeps doing that on a game-by-game basis, it could be far.
You're not going to have the historic, memorable, regular season type run that they've had the past couple of seasons. But as we all know, it's about how well you're playing come March. And this Tennessee team has a ton of upside and the opportunity to be playing their best basketball at the end of the season, and very well could match what last year's team did in the postseason.
That's when you want to be playing your best basketball. Saturday at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, the SEC Nation traveling pregame show will be at Oxford for #1 LSU at Ole Miss. Laura, Marty, Marcus, Paul, and Tim, they'll be there as we break down everything from the gridiron to the grill. Week 12 of the college football season. SEC Nation presented by Johnsonville right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. This Tennessee defense, a different look in the second half.
We talked about Pons' ability, especially to come off the ball. He's so athletic that he can catch people off guard, and it's worth the risk of leaving your man if you're Pons, knowing that you have a high percentage chance to block the shot, create a turnover type possession, and take it the other way for points.
4 blocks tonight for Pons.
I made the comparison earlier, but Amani Moore, I mean, he was a guy a couple years ago that was terrific at timing that, and he just started playing volleyball with people's shots coming off the weak side. Pons can do plenty of that.
4 to shoot. Pons, it's a long 2, and he's showing the range. Well, we knew he could block shots, so the question was, well, what does he do on offense? Well, tonight he's got 19 points.
There's no greater feeling than the shot clock going down. You know you're going to get to shoot it. So Pons was ready.
Fulkerson going into the first row. The all-out efforts. Oh, Fulkerson showing the toughness.
And this is what he does. I mean, he is an absolute pest. He's not that great at avoiding the front row chairs. Some players would have tried to jump over it, but to give him credit, to his defense, there wasn't a lot of area there for him to land. But
I think luckily for whoever normally sits there, that person wasn't sitting in that seat.
Yeah, that's right.
Avoided a nasty collision. A redshirt junior from Kingsport, Tennessee.
I just think he's been terrific in the first 2 games. I mean, he is what he is. His strengths are running the floor, being an absolute pest on the defensive end. He creates extra possessions just sometimes by batting the ball back with those long arms and just staying active for 40 straight minutes.
Well, 9 rebounds in the opener last week, 8 more today. And he must become that reliable post threat. Do everything you just outlined in place of players like Grant Williams, Kyle Alexander, that are now gone. Murray State held a lead for a good portion. That's a double dribble. A good portion of this second half, but fading. And when Tennessee turned the Jets on, faded fast. 12-0 Tennessee run.
To give you an idea of Tennessee's defensive intensity, that was the same play they ran for Brown out of a timeout earlier to get him a 3 with that post pass coming off double screens. And that time Pons was all over it, and staying locked in creates a turnover as opposed to a 3-point make earlier in the game.
Good
The finish is going to make the highlight, but to me, it's all about the dive. Lamonte just a no-look for his 13th assist. Turner has been incredible in the second half. 14. Don't let me cheat you.
What a surge.
And those are the paint touches Tennessee's going to get this year. Off penetration, spoon feeds. It's not going to be the traditional dump it down and let Grant Williams back you down Charles Barkley style. I mean, that's just not who they are this year.
Tennessee replacing all of those starters from a year ago. It must turn to these players like Fulkerson and Pons. How does this team stack up in the SEC this year, considering what it lost?
Well, I think if they were to finish 4th, 5th in the league, that'd be a huge victory considering all that they've lost. And it's only going to get better because this kid right here, Josiah James, we haven't even seen a glimpse of what he can become as a player.
Well, James hasn't had a big night numbers-wise, but he's been out there for 32 minutes tonight. The first McDonald's All-American to play at Tennessee since Tobias Harris. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of South Carolina. He led Porter-Gaud to 3 state titles. He used to train with players like Chris Middleton, who went to Porter-Gaud. A 5-star recruit.
He is a team-first guy. He's a pass-first guy. He's unselfish to a fault. How many McDonald's All-Americans can you say that about? Usually it's about me. How many points am I going to get? I'm going to try to leave in 1 year. He don't want any of that hype. He just wants to grow and mature at his own time. And I can't say enough about how critical it is, especially at the point guard position as a freshman, to lose such valuable time to injury. He's only going to get better as the season goes along. But terrific bounce-back second half by this Tennessee team.
Tennessee, Dane, is going to close this game out on a 16-0 run, trailed by as many as 12 in this game, improved to 2-0, and have won 28 straight inside Thompson Bowling Arena, the longest active streak in the NCAA. So glad to have you with us tonight. For Dane Bradshaw and our entire great crew, I'm Kevin Fitzgerald saying so long from Knoxville. Let's go to the studio.